LA Talk Radio.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is, hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Welcome to the show, folks. We're live today. Today is September 18th. It's 10 o'clock in LA. Thank you for joining us. And we have another great guest in the studio. We have beautiful weather in LA after a great heat wave here for a few days where we went crazy. I actually went out of town to get away from the heat. But now we have beautiful weather. And whatever you can say about California, you can't beat the weather, and that's just the way it is. Well, we're going to get to our guest right now. We have Ivanna Melay in the studio. Welcome to the show, Ivanna.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we are happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Are you from No, I mean, well, we can hear your accent. So
Yes.
Where are you from?
So I was born in the west side of Ukraine,
Oh, okay.
in Transcarpathia, in a little small town, Hust, in a beautiful Carpathian mountains.
Wow.
Yes.
So that side is far from the fighting, right?
It
The
is.
fighting is happening on the east.
Actually, it is on a border with Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia.
Gotcha.
So it's safe, but not safe. you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, who wants to be in a war zone, Have you
No.
been back there since the war started?
No,
No,
I
you haven't
haven't.
been there.
I haven't
I
been
don't
there.
blame you, Who wants to be in a war zone, It's just
Yeah.
not fun.
And also, I'm a mother. I have a 7-year-old daughter.
Oh,
So,
really?
yes.
Wow.
So she really missed Ukraine. She really wants to
Really?
go to Ukraine because she was there in 2021.
Oh,
Once, hopefully, when
mhm.
that's going to be,
Yeah. So
the
how long
peace
have you
there
been
will
here in
come.
the States now?
Well, since 2016.
Oh, wow. So you've been here a while.
Yes.
This is home for you now.
Well, yes, Chicago is my home.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you're from LA, but you're from Chicago.
Chicago, yeah,
What's that like?
Chi-town.
Yeah, I know. What's that like? My wife is dying to go there. I'm like, what's there to do in Chicago?
Oh
But
my
there's a lot to
God.
do, right?
First of all, I can tell you,
Uh,
Chicago has such a warm and kind people.
mm-hmm.
They all are very supportive,
Really? Yeah.
beautiful architecture,
Mm-hmm.
and music,
Uh-huh.
blues.
Really?
We have a house of blues. We
Uh-huh.
have a beautiful skyline. I would
Uh-huh.
say that that's the most beautiful skyline in the United States.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So Chicago,
And you have
Lake
the lake
Michigan,
there. Yeah.
of course,
Uh-huh.
beautiful views,
Mhm.
unbelievable, very, very delicious food.
I see. Wow.
Fulton
now what-
Market, West Loop,
Really?
Michelin stars.
Okay, well, you got me
We
sold.
all have
now,
it.
Now we gotta go.
Yes, for
Now,
sure.
when you came from Ukraine, did you directly go to Chicago, or were you somewhere
No,
else? Where
no,
did you come to? New York?
no. I moved from Ukraine in 2011 because I
Mhm.
had this wonderful project, TV project in the country of Georgia. And
Uh-huh.
I lived there for 5 years.
Oh,
And I also I recorded my third album in Georgia. The
mhm.
name is Made in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And it was an amazing time. I had my biggest concert back in the country of Georgia in 2012.
Mhm.
It was 100,000 people.
Are you serious?
I
Wow,
am.
that's a lot.
It is.
Wow.
That was my biggest concert.
Uh-huh.
And Georgian people, and actually Georgia is like my second home. You know?
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So you were known back there, right?
I am.
I mean, with 100,000 people,
yes. It's not
It's a lot
about
of people
being
that love you.
famous there.
Uh-huh.
It's more than that.
Uh-huh.
I just got love from
Mm.
people.
Really?
It's when you're going outside
Mm-hmm.
and people are hugging you
Mm-hmm.
and saying how much they love me, my
Uh-huh.
music and everything,
Yeah.
For me, it's a very, very big thing,
Yeah.
to have that and to feel that love from
Well, I can imagine.
Georgian
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yes.
So when did you get started with music? Early on in your life?
Oh my God. I think it was too early.
Yeah.
Well, it's never too early with the music,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have it or you don't.
Right. And you probably loved it early on, but when did you start actually doing something about it, like professionally?
Yeah, professionally, well, my first music contest was when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And then I started to write a lyrics in English
Mhm.
when I was 11, and I started compose my own songs.
Really?
So when I was 14, I already had my first love. And then, I was so heartbroken, and it was about, not the good love, but
Yeah.
I started to compose and write my own songs.
Hmm.
So from my age of 15,
Right.
all of those songs being already on the radio.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow, that's
And it's
amazing.
Transcarpathia FM. If they Zakarpattia FM, if they're gonna watch us, I'm just saying hi to you and thank you for supporting my music at that time.
Uh-huh.
Because when I was 17 and I had the presentation of my and release of my first album,
Right.
it was an Independence Day in Ukraine on 24th of August.
Mhm.
And 15,000 people came into my concert in the city of Uzhgorod,
Uh-huh.
and they came to support me, and they knew all of my songs.
Really?
They've been singing with me all of my songs. And
Wow.
I was 17 years old.
Yeah, so you're like a child, you were a child star.
I was a child star.
Wow,
I,
very
I, I did
nice.
not even thought about that,
Right.
but after years, after actually moving United States,
Hmm.
people were like, oh, actually, you were like a Britney Spears here. Like, I'm like, maybe not like a Britney Spears, but probably in my state for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. I had a
yeah.
lot of concerts where
Uh-huh.
my father was driving a car with the plate numbers, and it was Ivanna Melay. And
Uh-huh.
we were driving to all my concerts. People were coming, and I was like putting a signature on their like skin, and they're
Hmm.
like white leather jackets. It
Right.
was such an amazing time
Right.
when I had a support from my hometown, from people where I was born.
Hmm.
It's something special about that.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
When your people are supporting you, when
Yeah,
your
for
people
sure.
like calling to the radio and asking to put your song.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It
So
was
now, so
something.
your parents supported you
Oh
with the
yes,
music, right? It's not like get a real
absolutely.
job or anything.
Absolutely. My
Right.
parents were the first business people
Hmm.
in our state. They were the first people who opened their own restaurant. So my father built the restaurant in front of our house in the center of this little town,
Hmm.
and he named that by my mother's name, Natalie.
Really?
Yes. And that was the beginning of their business. So they were crazy because no one believed in 1993, after the Soviet Union crush,
Right.
that people could have their own restaurant. It was
Hmm.
like, you must be crazy. You
Right.
cannot have a restaurant like your own business.
Right.
But they did.
Mm.
And I started to sing at that restaurant with one of the best musicians ever.
Really?
I
So
had,
so that helped like launch your
for
career.
sure,
I see.
every day I was singing there for at least 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yes, my
You
father
had that
said to
many
me,
songs to
yes,
fill 3 hours.
yes. I was
Wow.
singing Whitney Houston.
Uh-huh.
And it was, now maybe people will think, oh, okay, she was 70 years old. She was singing I Will Always Love You. But at that time,
Mhm.
people would not believe that a 70-year-old girl can sing those high
Right.
notes.
Right.
And
Right.
they were calling me, I was performing at this little stage. But
Hmm.
after that, my father always was calling me to stand close to the table so
Hmm.
people would actually hear that and believe
Right.
that that was me.
Wow.
And that gave me such a great experience
Hmm.
that I had every night a performance in front of people, and it was always a different audience, a different people who were coming
Right.
to the restaurant.
Right.
So I was singing all of that songs. And my father said, if you would want to be a champion in a sport, run,
Hmm.
you need to run. So if
Right.
you want to be a singer, you need to sing a
Right.
lot
Yeah. You practice a lot.
and
How did you
practice a
know
lot.
English so early on in your life?
again, because of my beautiful, wonderful, progressive parents,
Okay.
they actually, because they had opportunity. And you know, the 90s was a very, very bad time
Mhm.
back in all post-Soviet Union countries.
Right. Yeah.
People were so poor. You know, our doctors would go to a hospital to work for like $10 a month. That was their salary, $10 a month.
Kidding me.
I'm
Wow.
not.
So that was the
That was a
remnants of the
very,
Soviet
very
Union.
bad, yes, a very bad time.
Right.
And in that bad time, my parents created a business. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
It is. It is.
So because my father and my mother, they have this European mindset
Mhm.
or very creative mindset, they
Right.
were very different. They uh, find a lady, English teacher, who
Mhm.
were with me every day for 7 years.
Really?
And
Oh,
we were
wow.
speaking every day for 2 hours
So you're
every
very
day
fortunate
English.
to have had that.
I am very fortunate to have
Wow.
this beautiful people that I'm calling my parents, my heroes.
Right. Do you have any siblings, brothers or
No,
sisters? You're the only
I am
child.
the only
So they
child.
give you all the attention.
Spoiled.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A little bit.
But
A little bit
despite of
spoiled.
being spoiled, you've accomplished a lot. So that's pretty cool, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. So what was your childhood like? Did you go to regular school, or were you like too busy with your work?
So it was a school, a special school complex
Mhm.
that it included music school and the regular school together. So
Mhm.
I would have like math, and then next I would have um music or piano or like vocal, you know. So it was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. And so did you go to college at all?
Oh yes.
Really?
University of Kiev's University of Culture and Art.
Oh, wow. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes, it was a very nice time,
Mhm.
but also when I was 18, I already signed the contract with a big restaurant group that
Mhm.
has 100 and I think 40 or 100 or 60 restaurants all over Ukraine.
Really?
I became their face.
Wow.
It was
Ukraine is that big to contain that
oh
many
yes,
restaurants
oh
from just
yes,
one corporation?
yes.
Wow.
I don't think we have anything like that even now in the United
No,
States.
just fast food or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and
That's it.
but that was a real deal. Like
Right.
I signed the contract, I became their face, and I signed a contract for $1.2 million that they invested in my career.
Really?
I was in the cover of a
Wow.
penthouse. I
Uh-huh.
immediately signed another contract with the M1 music channel. So I became the youngest TV host.
Really?
And I spoke
M1
three
is where
languages
Ukraine?
in Ukraine, in
M
Kiev,
M1 is
in
Ukraine.
Kiev.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah.
became a TV host.
Mhm.
I signed the contract with the Kazirna Karta restaurant group.
Mhm.
And this is how I started. After that huge success back in my state, I
Mhm.
continued that in Kiev. But let me tell you something. When I moved to Kiev and I became a student of Kiev's University of Culture and Art, I immediately went to every single music contest that you can imagine. I was everywhere.
Yeah.
And the judge and like the music, judge in that contest, they were like, oh, yesterday I saw you on this contest. How will you manage all of this? I'm like, don't worry about that.
Right.
Just
I'll be
sit there and listen.
I'll be
So
there.
I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
it
So
was
you were very ambitious early on.
always,
Yeah.
always. How I cannot be ambitious if I have no idea how that happened in my head.
Mhm.
But when I saw the Bodyguard
Uh-huh.
with the Whitney Houston,
The movie.
the movie,
Right.
I immediately had this dream in my mind.
Mhm.
Me being on a stage, singing like Whitney,
Uh-huh.
especially that
With
moment.
Kevin Costner being your bodyguard.
Well, maybe not exactly Kevin Costner,
Yeah.
but
Not at the time, he was too old for you, right?
yes. Well, there's nothing about ageism. Please don't take it that
Right.
way. But
Yeah.
but I remember how I was impressed
Mm.
by a woman
Uh-huh.
who can act like that,
Right.
who can look like that,
Right.
who can sing like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. It was my mom's favorite movie. She saw it like a million times.
Oh my God,
She
look at
just loved
Regina.
she just loved the romance between them, and it was just amazing. So it's interesting you like that movie a lot. So
I do.
you got influenced by her. She
Yes,
um
she's one and only.
yeah, yeah. How long has she been gone? Do you know?
I know, since 2012, February.
Oh, okay. So 12 years already.
Yes.
Wow.
I was the
Yeah.
one in the country of Georgia
Hmm.
when I saw the news,
Hmm.
and it was very late night.
Yeah.
And I called to every single artist, my colleagues in Georgia, and I was like, Whitney's gone.
Mm.
The era is gone.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to American Embassy. So on my way to the embassy, my PR manager, Nini, she called me and she said, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to embassy. She goes like, now everything is closed. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. So
Yeah.
she called, and all media and the news, they all the cameras and journalists, they all came there like in 15 minutes.
Really, to the
Yes,
embassy of all
yes, to the
places.
embassy.
Wow.
And I was in front of the embassy in 12 a.m.
Right.
with the
But
candles
what
and
were you hoping
flowers.
to see there?
Nothing. I just came there to say to the world
Mhm.
how heartbroken I am,
Yeah.
how sad I am,
Right.
and to say thank you, Whitney,
Right.
for being such a big, big, not just a singer, not just an artist, icon,
Hmm.
for being that icon
Hmm.
for millions.
Right. That's
And
true. She influenced a lot of people.
a lot.
Yeah.
And that was a true influencer. I do apologize. I don't want anything to say anything bad about like influencing these days.
Right.
But she was singing not because she wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
She was singing because that was the only way for her to
Right.
live this life.
Yeah.
And music is the best way
Hmm.
express yourself.
Right. And that's pretty much you as well.
It is.
Yeah. I see. That's why you were attracted to her music and her
Absolutely.
personality.
It was resonated with me 100%.
Yeah.
And I always said that my music is not for everybody.
Hmm.
And I don't want everybody.
Yeah.
I want my soulmates.
Uh-huh.
I don't want anyone else.
Yeah.
I want only those people that my music will resonate with them.
Right.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Because that's honest.
That's true.
That's true. And that's
Yeah.
honest. And
Yeah.
that's all I need.
Yeah. Well, I'm very impressed. I mean, early on you started all this, and it helps that you had the support of your parents. Because I know
Very
many
much.
times people are like, get a real job and all this, and then they give it up.
For sure.
Yeah, or they start later on in life, and it's not as
Yes.
easy, maybe. But it's amazing. Now
Thank
with
you.
the TV hosting thing, how did that come about?
Oh my God, that was actually amazing because I remember when one of the owners of that chain group, Kazerna Karta, Dima, he called me and he said, listen, now you're going to be a TV host. I'm like, me? No. He goes like, yes. I'm like, no, I know how to answer the questions. Why would I ask a questions? Like, I don't know how to do that. He goes like, it doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
already a famous singer. People loves you. Just go and do that. So when I did it,
Yeah.
that TV channel already knew me because, like I said, I was in every single music contest. So I already get a second place on that Miss Music Ukraine.
Hmm.
I was the first vice Miss Music of Ukraine. And that was actually created by that M1 music channel. So they already
Okay.
knew me.
Right.
And I did my pilot. We call that pilot, like the first trial, right, of like
Right.
a TV
Exactly.
show. And I did it so bad.
Really?
My knees were like shaking.
Yeah.
I didn't know
can
how I can
imagine.
learn all of that and speak in front of a camera.
Right.
Only that what they give me,
Mm-hmm.
to so
Yeah.
it didn't make any sense for me. Why do I
Right.
need to learn this if I can describe by myself and I can improvise, which I did later.
Right.
So, and the music um, the producer of the music channel, he said no.
Mm-hmm.
And when my Dima, the owner of that restaurant group, he called me and he said that. I'm like, I need another one. And he goes like, what do you mean? I'm like, I need another one.
Uh-huh.
He said, okay, let me call them. So my second one was like, I came to this big music festival in the
Right.
Freedom Concert Hall in Kiev.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw all of that superstars there sitting there, on that music festival. And they're supposed to sit there because there was shootings, And
Right.
I just came there. I'm like, hi, I'm Ivanna Melay. Can I have you for my interview? And he
Right.
goes like, when? I'm like, now. I go,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
let's go.
Yeah.
So I killed that.
Yeah.
And when they saw that,
Mm-hmm.
it was very impressive because some of the people, comedian people,
Mm-hmm.
a comedy club, they put in their contract that they're not giving any interviews.
Really?
And they did for me.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
Yes.
impressive.
So from that time,
Yeah.
everyone respect me very much.
Uh-huh.
And they give me the best time on a music channel, an
Yeah.
M1 music channel.
Yeah.
And that actually, after like 6 months, they call me already the best TV host
Really?
on that channel. Yes. And that
Wow.
was the youngest.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was 18 years old.
So you were born talented, very talented. Were your parents in entertainment at all?
No,
No.
but my grandmother.
By the way, if you guys hearing this humming in the back, this is construction that's going on here that's not supposed to be going on. Very distracting, and I'm trying to ignore it, but it's really irritating. So, but we'll continue the interview because that's the way we do it.
That's the
We just keep
life.
going.
Even if something is
Yeah.
disturbing you, if there's something is not okay,
Yeah.
you need to move on.
Yeah, but somebody's
about
gonna
that.
get it today. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna hear from me today.
Okay. I can help you if you need my voice.
Yeah,
I
I
can
know.
use it. I
I'll
can
have
help
you
you.
as a backup.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I would say pretty loud. I can do that.
Yeah.
Well, just let me know.
Yeah.
So my
Okay.
grandmother,
Uh-huh.
she raised me because my parents were busy with the business,
Right.
So she was an actress.
Mm.
And she did not continue her career because she was married.
I see.
And at that time, well,
Mhm.
it was a different time when
Yeah.
women, if you were married, that's it, you're at home.
Right. That was the Soviet Union at the time.
I think so, yes.
Right.
And yeah, it was.
Right.
You're right. But she was this amazing lady
Mm-hmm.
with a cup of coffee, sometimes with a cigarette,
Mm-hmm.
never speak loud.
Really?
Always have this a little beautiful, intelligent smile on her face. She was an amazing person who taught me how to be kind no matter what, how to be supportive no matter what.
Really?
How to pursue your goals no matter what.
Right.
And later on, she was a teacher for deaf kids. There was this special school. So she was a teacher of Ukrainian and Russian language and literature.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but she became a teacher of this deaf kids. And I remember when she died, I was 13 years old. It was a big, big tragedy for me because, as I said, she was my.
You were close.
I was at night. I was sleeping at her house every night. So she was the one who woke up in the morning and do a breakfast for me and make sure that I'm okay and I was going to school. So basically, when she died, she was like a mother, like a grandmother, and like my best friend.
Right.
So I remember I saw the kids on the street, and deaf kids. They couldn't explain what they wanted.
Right.
And I just felt that I need to do something for them.
Yeah.
And I was 14 years old. I already had my songs.
Right.
And I came to my father and I said, I need a sound system from you. He said, why? I'm like, I'm going on a tour and I want to raise the money and I want to bring that money to these kids.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make something good for them.
Right.
And he said, okay.
Mm.
So I took my friend
Right.
from my school.
Uh-huh.
I printed like the, how do you call
The
that?
posters.
The posters with my
Right.
concert. I
Right.
came to every school and I said, can I do a concert here? And they were like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so we put those posters, me and my
Uh-huh.
friend, in every school.
Uh-huh.
And my father brought his musicians and sound guys, you know, with the sound system.
Right.
So I think we ended up in another city because
Right.
another people from another city, they call to my parents and they said, is your daughter doing this charity for these kids?
Mm-hmm.
And my father said, yes, let's
Mhm.
do that in our school as well. So I did
Right.
it. It was
Mhm.
packed.
Right.
They paid money
Yeah.
for the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I raised, I think it was something around, I'm not sure, but I think it was around $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking again about 90s. It
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
huge money.
It's a lot of money.
So we brought it to that school and they bought, I think, computers and TVs, well, something that they really needed. And they did a concert for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time when I realized
Mm-hmm.
that kids who cannot hear, they can actually move,
Mm-hmm.
dance, sing,
Right.
and read poems,
Mm-hmm.
even though they cannot hear themselves
Wow.
well or
Yeah.
they cannot hear anything at all. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And from that time, charity, well, I really want to explain that well, so you would understand that correct. That's not a charity for like to advertise that. No, it's a charity from your heart, you know, when
Yeah.
you want that.
Right.
And when you use your talent and voice for good, for kind things,
Mhm.
for truly kind things.
Mhm.
And music always helped me with that.
Mm.
Always.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I know
Thank you.
deaf people can really like feel music, right? They can't hear it, but they
Exactly.
feel it, you know,
Exactly.
and they can enjoy it just as much, you know, which is
Yes,
amazing, you know.
it is.
But it's like, you know, we don't realize how fortunate we are when we're healthy and
Thank
everything is
you.
okay, you know. It's like
Thank you.
people are so preoccupied
Exactly.
with material things and, you know, or fighting with people or comparing themselves to people and being jealous
Yes.
and everything. And the point is that be grateful that you can hear, that you can see, you know, that you
Exactly.
get up in the morning and feel
Talk.
healthy, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And because yeah, imagine if you're mute and you can't, you know, you can't express yourself.
And
You
another
know.
thing, yesterday I've been talking with my friend. And here in LA, in Beverly Hills, she has a beautiful penthouse. Rika, thank you so much for that conversation. She said, Ivana, because I was singing. I was like, I want to sing to you. She goes like, now. I'm like, yeah, now. She goes like, oh, my neighbors will be happy to hear that. And
Yeah.
12 a.m. I'm like, for sure.
Uh-huh.
So I was singing this beautiful song to her. And she said, Ivana, you have a voice.
Mhm.
You have the ability to express the pain, the happiness, love,
Mhm.
sadness through the songs, through the music and emotions.
Right.
She said, I cannot.
Mm.
I would love to express myself through that because she said, I bet that's such a release after that.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Right.
And then I said, thank you, God.
Yeah.
You give me that. Actually, you give me that ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I said
Yeah.
that I realize how big it is compared to those people who cannot sing,
Right.
but they would love to express that through the music and their voice,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
cannot. And then I said, well, my next song, because I'm writing lyrics and I'm composing, my
Right.
next song is going to be about I am your voice.
Mm.
I will sing all of your pain, sadness, happiness, love.
Yeah.
That's going to be my next song.
Yeah. Sounds good. Now you sing both in Russian and in English, right?
Russian, English, Georgian, Ukrainian,
Oh, really?
French.
So there's Ukrainian language. It's not necessarily Russian, right?
For sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Wow.
know. Well, I didn't know.
Well,
Yeah.
let me talk about that. Ukrainian language, українська мова, найкраща мова в світі. Ukrainian language is one of the best languages in the world.
Really?
Has such a beautiful, it sounds like a melody.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we have one of your songs.
Yeah.
Is that in Ukrainian?
No, it's in English. If I would know that you didn't know
The
about
song
Ukrainian
Why?
language, yes.
No, it's not in English. I listened to it.
Oh, it's English.
It
Maybe
is?
that's my accent. Well, thank
No,
you.
no, I don't know. Well, I don't know because I listened to a few of your things.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
no,
it's not the one.
it's in English.
Yeah.
In English, but
Okay.
Ukrainian is a beautiful language.
Yeah.
And even though Transcarpathia used to be Austria and Hungary for a long time, and we became a Ukraine only from 1949.
Yeah.
But I was born in Ukraine, so
Right. Right.
so I definitely proud of being Ukrainian
Yeah.
and being having this ability to speak in that language,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Ukrainian.
So you were born around the time when the Soviet Union fell, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. So that's
So I was not a kid from Soviet Union
Yeah. Right.
at all.
Right. Right.
I have no idea what was that. I heard about that a lot,
Right.
but I was.
Good thing for you. You didn't have to live through that. you
Oh,
know?
I always been against the rules. You
Yeah.
know, I never stop. On
Yeah.
that television, I change everything in 6 months.
Really.
I was like, they were telling me, "Why are you singing in English?" I'm like, "Because I like it."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No one needs that in Ukraine." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And now look at them.
Yeah. There you go.
They're all learning English
Yeah.
right now. And I already speak in English, which is
Right.
great. That's a great skill to have, languages.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you prefer? No. What I wanted to ask is, do you sing in Ukrainian here in the United States as well?
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
yes.
Where do you
especially-
perform? What kind of places do you perform at?
I perform in Trump Tower in Chicago and
Mhm.
Roof on the Width on the 27th floor with a beautiful view. Actually, we did a nice charity concert and raised a lot of money for Ukraine there.
Yeah.
So, yes, what else? I mean, I do perform a lot of like private
Right.
parties because
And you
they're-
travel around the United States, right?
I
It's not
do.
just
I
in
do.
Chicago.
Yes, it's not
Yeah.
just Chicago. My music video was on Times Square in April this year,
Uh-huh.
and I was the first Ukrainian who had her music video playing every 15 minutes on Times Square, one of the
Wow.
biggest screen there.
I wish they'd send me that one. You know.
Oh, I'll send you that one.
Yeah, but we can't play it now because
Oh
we're in the
no,
middle of
no,
the show.
yes, yes.
But yeah, well, what's the name of the song so people will know?
It's actually a Georgian song,
Oh,
Chita
it is?
Grito. And that is
Okay.
a tribute to Vahtan Kikabidze, who was like literally like Elvis Presley here.
Really?
So he died and he gave me,
Uh-huh.
right before he died, he
Uh-huh.
gave me the permission, the official permission for that song. So I
Really?
did a tribute and I did a remake
Uh-huh.
of that song. And I did
Yeah.
it in Miami.
Uh-huh.
We shot a beautiful video there. So Chito Grito, that's the
Okay.
name of the song that
Uh-huh.
that I released this year.
So you did a music video in New York. for
Yes,
that
I
one.
did New York, Paris, London, and Miami South Beach.
Really?
Yes.
So you traveled to all these places
Yes.
for one video.
For one video, exactly.
How fortunate is that? How
It is.
cool is
It's
that?
it's all about my imagination. I am a
Yeah.
director of that video, and I actually graduated in Columbia College, Chicago. I got my second degree there in
Really?
media and business.
Oh,
Yes,
wow,
and
very
thank to you, Chicago, and
Yeah.
to Columbia College, Chicago, because they were amazing. And they told me, Ivana, don't go to work to some places. You should work on your business, continue your career here. Like, don't
Uh-huh.
go to work with some like television. You don't need that.
Yeah.
So,
So you focus on the music.
yes, on the
Yeah.
music, and that gave me another perspective for sure.
Right.
My picture is much wider right now
Yeah.
after Columbia College, after I moved here. And let me tell you something. I always been under the pressure of all of that traditions. Well, I'm not saying that that's bad traditions, but the
Right.
sexism been always behind me,
Yeah.
always close to me back in my country. I always been faced with that sexism. And I didn't know that you guys actually have a word for that,
A word for what?
for like sexism. I just had
Really?
that feeling, but I didn't know that there is a word and actually like people understand what is that. So
Right, right.
Columbia College taught me that.
I see.
And I was, you have a name for that? And actually you guys are fighting with that? Like it's not okay for you too? They were
Right.
like, yeah, it's not okay at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
There's many places in the world. It's just it's natural.
yeah,
It
exactly.
just goes without saying,
For sure.
and women really are
For
harassed,
sure. For
many
sure.
places in the world.
So
And that's
that's,
unfortunate. Yeah.
it is very
But
unfortunate.
here, yeah, I mean, here we're trying. There's still issues here, I mean, there's still
Yes.
like with employment and and things like that where women don't get paid equally,
Yes.
or they're not looked at as seriously and so forth. And it's unfortunate, but it still remains from years ago, But I think that the newer generation can maneuver around that, and actually they can do better.
For sure. And
Yeah.
just to have that feeling that here you have the opportunity to
Right.
speak about that,
Right.
and actually you can speak about that loud. So that means that your voice matters.
Right.
And when I realized all of that, I realized that, oh my God, this is the country where I'm supposed to born.
Right. Yeah. The
This is the
United States
country.
has.
Yes.
Yeah. As I mean, we're not perfect, but
Nobody's
there's still,
perfect.
but it's still the best place in the world to live, and that's why
Yes.
so many people are coming here.
Yes.
Because they want that freedom to be able to express themselves.
For sure.
It's not just enough to earn a good living or whatever, but people need to know that they are able to actually say something and not be, uh, being persecuted for it.
Yes.
And it's that's why I agree with you. It's a great
It's
place to be.
great place to be. And also back in Ukraine, because I always been standing up for myself.
Right.
It's like, I don't care about this. I will do this. Anyway, I'll do this music video in Montenegro. I'll sing English language. And they were like, but we cannot put this in on our channel. I'm like, yes, you can. I'm working here.
Right.
I'm your TV host. So please do that.
Right.
So even after like 10 years, one of my friend, he realized that I was working at that channel. So he called to ex CEO of that, music group in Ukraine. And he was like, do you remember Ivanna Melay? And he was like, oh yeah, she was unstoppable. No one could stop her. She was unlimited.
Uh-huh.
And one of my friend from Russia, he called me unlimited in the world of limits. And actually, that's going to be the name of my next album and next song.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Let's
Thank you.
before we run out of time, I want to play
Yes.
you a song so we can get an idea of what your voice is like.
Sure.
What type do you have, like a genre of music, or is it pretty much you don't want to like confine yourself to one?
Well, I would explain that this way. When you wake up in the morning and you have a lot of different costumes, dresses, shoes, and purses, you're choosing, depends on your mood, right?
Right.
So that's me in the music.
I see.
I cannot be in one style.
Yeah.
Depends on my time of my life.
Yeah.
What I'm experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Is
You're
it
growing.
something? Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm growing.
Very cool.
And I cannot, like I said, it needs to be, every time it needs to be fresh, because otherwise it's very boring.
Yeah. No, that's true. The song is called Why.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. What's behind it?
Oh, behind it is something sad.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you seem to have a lot of sad things,
well,
emotional things,
why not?
But
That's the
life, right?
Well, the main thing that it's all in the past, and I'm
That's the
here
important thing,
sitting
yeah.
in LA
And
in
writing a
front of
song about
you,
it.
who's
Yeah.
smiling to me.
Right.
And we have a great weather, like you said earlier today. and I'm here to pursue and to my goals and to share my music
Yeah.
with the beautiful hearts.
Yeah.
I just need a beautiful hearts.
Right. So the song "Why" what
Why
behind
was
it?
about my personal story,
Oh,
that I was under some pressure, and I've been in a toxic relationship
oh,
for
yeah,
years,
yeah.
and at that time I couldn't even sing.
Really?
And because it's like, it's really it was very tough for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I finally I found myself. I stand up on my feet, and only after that I was able to sing and to
Yeah.
tell that story. But that was about fighting with that culture that I had in me inside, that I grow with,
Right. Yeah.
and again, United States helped me to stand up and to
Wow.
say, oh, no, I'm not anymore in that toxic relationship.
Right. And when was the song released? How long ago?
Well, we released that on this platforms not long ago, but I did it earlier,
I
like
see. Okay, so that was
years ago.
earlier.
Yes, yes. But
Okay.
yeah.
All
So
right.
why
Well,
why is about the strong women who can move on no matter what,
right.
who can fight for themselves,
Hmm.
and who can find their truly selves inside
Right.
and express that to the world, and do not be afraid to
Right.
be faced with the biggest fears they have,
Yeah,
because you need it.
that's true. Okay, well,
Yes.
here's Ivanna Melay with "Why." So
Из откровений соткан этот миг. Я знаю, чей ты Бог и чей кумир. Но между есть то твоя рука, мой вздох.
you don't want to hear it?
Oh yeah, let's no. I thought that, oh my god, this happened for a reason.
See, that's why I told you it's
yeah,
not in
exactly.
English, right?
It's in Russian. That's in
Right.
Russian.
Hmm.
That's
what
a
they sent me.
Russian. I know. Okay, can we give you the English version?
Well, not right now. We don't really have time for
Okay,
it. Yeah.
let's play
But
Russian.
you want to play?
I
mean,
want to
it
play
still
that.
sounds great.
Yes, I know. It's
All right.
Yes,
All
let's
right.
do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Из откровений соткан этот миг. Я знаю, чей ты Бог и чей кумир. Но между есть то твоя рука, мой вздох. И не нужно нам искать меж строк. Не обещай мне новый рай без лишних слов. Рисуй любовь. Расскажи мне. Расскажи мне. Бросает вечер тени на стене. Что искал, отозвалось в тебе. Неосторожным жестом поломал магию, я не хочу терять. О, не обещай.
All right.
right.
Yeah, I faded
Well-
it so. What's? I mean, you get all excited here about it. What's going on with
What's
it?
going on here? Well,
Yeah.
I just spoke to Regina. Well, we actually sent the why, which was in English,
Uh-huh.
but But now I'm assuming as this happened somehow, and we will figure it out later. How is this happen? But this is actually a duet song with a Russian superstar. His name is Dima Bilan.
It sounds like a great song. I mean, I loved it, you know? It really is cool.
The song is amazing. And because Dima loved this song, which is originally in English, he was in 2019, he was in Chicago.
Right.
So it was before all this bad things happened to our countries.
Right.
So we were singing. It was improvisation. We were singing on his concert, and then he said that let's do the duet song. So we did a duet song, and he asked one of the best lady who's writing lyrics in Russia. Her name is Lara Delia, and she did this wonderful translation. Well, not a translation, but beautiful lyrics in Russian language. And we released that right before the war happened. And we released this song in Russia. And actually, I've been in Moscow performing with Dima 10 days before the war happened.
Really?
In Moscow for like 15,000 people in Crocus City Hall. And it was an amazing concert. And it was already when people were talking about the war between Ukraine and Russia that possibly can happen. But we were on the stage singing this song, showing to people that music is connecting people, not dividing people.
That's true. Yeah.
And there was something really special about that. And it is something really special about that right now, because I was not expecting this song in a Russian language right now, but it happened. And people just heard a song in Russian language. And I just want to say, because everything is happening for a reason, maybe that's a sign that it's time for this war to be over.
Right.
Because
I mean, we can take it out of the show of the recording if you want.
No.
Yeah, but it's part of your work, you know. I mean,
why would we take?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. You seem like you're concerned about it.
I am.
That's why, you know.
I am.
Yeah.
Because here is the thing. This person means a lot for me. And this unbelievable artist has a big heart. And he's singing to millions of people.
Yeah.
And he agrees that music is connecting people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, I would love for all of us that they will end this war, and we will somehow, our people will forgive.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys don't have a problem with the Russian people, right? It's the government that's doing all this, right? Or is there like a conflict between?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay. And well, we'll leave that for another show.
Yeah, we'll leave that for another show.
Yeah, we're just about ready to wrap up. So where can people see you? Where can people hear you?
Yes, so it's Ivanna.
Now you're in LA. Are you going to perform here?
Yes, actually, I will perform this Saturday in Hyde Club.
Okay.
And it's going to be at night. I don't know the time right now, but it's going to be late night this Saturday on Hyde Club. And what? West Hollywood. Yes.
West Hollywood.
It's West Hollywood.
Okay.
And it's this Saturday. And yes. And I hope we can play the other songs, but you can definitely hear me on any platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. Just put Ivanna Melay, Ivanna Melay. This is how you need to do in United States. You need to spell your name.
Spell it out.
So I already know how to do that.
Yeah.
And you can play my music, you can listen to it, you can download it, you can pre-order that for the next upcoming release that I will have soon, the one with the really doll. The really doll is the Warren Trotter. That's the guy who oh my god, we did a duet song. He's a Grammy winner. He's the one who works with the Kanye West forever. He's a producer, and we will do a music video. We will shoot a music video in Chicago very soon. Me and Really Doll, and the name of the song is Tell It Like It Is.
Sounds good.
Yes.
All right. Well, you're an amazing guest.
Thank
you so much for joining us, Ivanna. How much longer are you staying in LA?
Till this Sunday, but you never know.
Is this your first time here?
It's my third time, but I've been here like 24 hours. Then I've been here like 2 days, and now I'm here for 10 days.
Yeah.
And
are you
it's
spending
amazing.
some time actually sightseeing and stuff?
Oh,
Do you have
I
time for
was
that?
on the red carpets on Emmy week.
Oh, really?
After parties, pre-parties. I've been everywhere on the release of Jordan Sparks. She has an amazing album release. We've been at Black China. She has an amazing nail boutique, like I have back in Chicago, in the West Loop. Yeah, I do have a nail boutique, Moncherie Chaiteau. So a little bit of a little advertisement, if you don't mind. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
I've been very
Good for you.
busy.
Well, enjoy
Yes.
yourself. It's
Thank you
it's
so
a great
much.
place to be. LA has got a million things, a million restaurants, clubs, everything that you might just imagine. We have
I
here.
know. I know.
So, Ivanna Melay, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Much continued success to you.
Thank you.
I know you're going to do much better even because you're driven.
Thank
And, maybe one day everybody in America will know your name,
They will, like just Miss Regina Daniels said, they will. And thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for this very honest conversation.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And I wish to you all the best.
Thank
and
you.
all the best to people who are listening to us, who are watching us right now.
Yeah. Thank you for watching
Thank you
and
so
listening,
much.
folks. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
You're listening to Sam in the Morning, only on LA Talk Radio.